Welcome DYC, welcome to Weekly Encouragement. It's great to be with you here today. We're going through John's Gospel. We did John chapter 5, we're on John chapter 6. It's quite a big chapter. I'm not going to read the chapter to you. I encourage you to read it in your own time this week and let God really speak to you through this chapter. But just a brief summary, there's three main stories in this chapter. We've got Jesus feeds the 5,000, Jesus walks on water, and it talks about Jesus, the bread of life. But today I want to focus on Jesus feeding the 5,000, us growing up in churches and Sunday schools maybe, even you might not be a Christian, I'm sure you've heard about this story where Jesus feeds 5,000 people. Where 5,000 people are following Jesus. They're very hungry. Jesus wants to feed them. The disciples are like, how on earth are we going to feed 5,000 people? Until this little boy, I don't know how old he was, maybe your age, maybe this boy who had some bread and some fish, gives it all to Jesus. And it says in verse 9, here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many? And we know the end of the story. Jesus multiplies the food amazingly. Everyone is stuffed full. They're satisfied with the food they've got, and there's even food left over. Incredible story, incredible miracle. What really struck me is this little boy. He gave everything to Jesus. It wasn't much. Maybe that was the only food he had for the day, for the week maybe. But he was willing to give it all to Jesus. You know, he could have easily just given Jesus the bread and not the fish, or the fish and not the bread, and kept for himself, but he didn't do that. He gave everything to Jesus, and Jesus multiplies that. And that's a great encouragement for us when we give everything to Jesus, our whole lives to him, when we surrender our lives to Jesus, which is the hardest thing, but the best thing. He can make something that we give him, our lives, which is not much really, into something incredible, into something amazing. It's like a little seed that's planted and it grows into a tree maybe. That's what God does. That's what Jesus does in our lives. When we give ourselves to him, when we give everything to him, he multiplies and he makes something small into something amazing with our lives. And that boy who gave everything to Jesus, maybe it was only food for the week, was more satisfied because actually Jesus multiplied that food. I'm sure that boy would have enjoyed all that food that he had, and maybe he took it back to his family, I don't know. But that boy was probably more satisfied for when he had the fish and the bread. I want to really encourage you guys in that. Give everything to Jesus. Surrender your life to Jesus, and he'll make something amazing in your life. He'll grow and develop you and your gifting and your character into something beautiful, into something amazing, and he will satisfy you more than you could ever imagine. May God bless you, and we'll see you next week for chapter 7. Bye.